Welcome back to St Denis for our virtual tour. One of the things that children love to hear when they visit the church is right up there at the top of the tower. St Denis has 6 bells up in the tower, the oldest being over 400 years old. Each one is a different size to make 6 different notes. We're very blessed here to have a team of bell ringers who normally practice on a Wednesday night, and as well as ringing on a Sunday morning before the service and for weddings and special occasions too. I can't demonstrate the bells for you today, but you can see the ropes here that the ringers have to pull. It takes a lot of practice and training, but we're always on the lookout for new ringers, so get in touch if you're year 7 or above and you'd like to have a go. As well as the bells, there are other things that you might hear if you came to church for a service. You might hear people saying prayers to God, and a lot of people like to sing when they pray too. Sometimes the songs are called hymns, and sometimes a group of singers called a choir lead the singing. Up here in the church, you'll find the choir stalls. Although St Denis no longer has a regular choir, the traditional candlelit 9 lessons and carols at Christmas is still a firm favourite, and a big choir of adults and children meet to practice for several weeks before Christmas, and then they sit in these stalls to lead the singing. Right by the choir stalls is the organ. Organs are brilliant instruments that can make lots of different sounds, loud and soft, high and low. The original organ would have worked with air, and the sound came out of those pipes at the back of the church. But this new one is digital, and the sound comes out of speakers. It takes a lot of practice to learn to play the organ with these 2 keyboards and lots of switches called stops and pedals for your feet too. These days, the organ isn't the only instrument heard in churches. You might also hear a piano, guitar, drums, or all sorts of other instruments helping people to worship through music and singing. Next to the organ stands the lectern. Lots of lecterns have an eagle on them, but ours is a wooden angel, as you can see. The lectern holds the Bible, the holy book for Christians. And it's here that members of the church will come to read out stories from the Bible in worship. Stories like Noah's Ark or David and Goliath, as well as stories about Jesus and the people he met and the early Christian church. We also have smaller Bibles available in the pews for people to find the stories and read them for themselves. After hearing a passage from the Bible being read, someone like me or another person who's been studying the Bible might stand at the front of the church or up here in the pulpit to explain what the Bible means for us today and open it up to help people understand. That's called a sermon, but teaching about the Bible can happen in other ways too, through small groups meeting in people's homes, discussions, painting or drawing, or even fun activities and games. I wonder what stories you like to read. And do you know any stories about Jesus? Does it help to have them explained, or do you like to think about them for yourself? Here's a short example of one of my favourite stories about Jesus. Jesus told his friends this parable. Which one of you, having 100 sheep and losing one of them, doesn't leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one that is lost until he finds it? When he's found it, he lays it on his shoulders and rejoices. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbours, saying to them, "Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep that was lost." I wonder what it would be like to be that lost sheep all alone and then found by the shepherd. I wonder what it would feel like to be one of the other 99 left behind. I wonder what you think that story tells us about God. Why not share your thoughts or responses with us on social media?